Hello, how are you? Uh, well, it is one of the coldest time of the year, I think, in Yokohama City. I don't know about other towns or cities in Japan or outside of Japan even. And of course, in the southern hemisphere, that's the hot summer. Well, the spring this year, the new spring is its own way. And maybe a matter of a few weeks probably it arrives, of course. But then some people must be very happy to welcome the new spring. At the same time, others probably are feeling miserable that the spring is coming because especially those people who have allergies against flowers, plants, or trees probably will have a difficult time coping with it, of course. But some people, then the others are looking forward to the flowers and the blossoms, new sprouts, or maybe food of the spring to come. Well, what about you? Nevertheless, we're going to have our idioms today. The first one today is to go through. It means to endure, undergo, or experience. It also has a different meaning. It means go or be put into effect using with something. Okay, here are some example sentences. I went through a pretty large number of the surgical operations when I was in California before coming to Japan because I was involved in a very bad car accident. Well, I stayed in the hospital nearly 3.5 years with over 20 surgical operations, and half of them are under the general anesthesia. Oh, can you imagine? It seemed to be just yesterday or 100 years ago. Yet, the time I was in the hospital, I didn't have any hope or dreams to have. It seemed like forever. Yet, I don't remember how I spent hours, days, weeks, months, and years in that hospital. Strange, isn't it? So that's when I went through when I was rather young, of course. Okay, another sentence is, for example, okay, I can say, you will never know what I went through uh, to educate myself. It didn't come naturally. Of course, you have to seek, you have to want it, and you have to work very hard on the way you wanted to achieve that, which I did. And you have no idea how I did. Of course, I don't expect anybody else to fully understand it, but sometimes it's nice if somebody can listen to you, right? Okay, another sentence, let's say, okay, people who lost their loved ones or their houses in Hokuriku region, of course, due to the big earthquakes and the tsunamis, are actually going through a very difficult period of time, of course. Yet, their lives go on, unfortunately. That's cruel, yet nobody can stop that. Just like the planet Earth turns around and travels around the sun. So the sun comes out again tomorrow and it sets again tonight. And nobody can stop that. Now, second idiom is to go without saying la 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 la. It means to be perfectly clear without the necessity of mentioning or telling about it to anybody. For example, okay, it goes without saying that children shouldn't play with a loaded gun, of course. The second sentence is, okay, that more, I would say, innocent people will be killed if the words to attack others go without saying, of course. If the words, it means continue, then we know more innocent people are going to be killed. So even without saying it, it is clear, it means, okay. The last idiom for today is to put someone on, to mislead something. For example, I would say, okay, don't worry. I wouldn't do that to you. I'm just putting you on. That means I'm just joking. I'm making fun of it. That's all. Let's say, okay, it cannot be serious. God must be putting all of us on when that big earthquakes hit Hokuriku area. That's what I said. Scary. Today's words. The first one is reptile. A reptile is an animal, especially a cold-blooded animal that, for example, creeps or crawls like snakes, lizard, turtles, alligators, and crocodiles. Let's say alligators and crocodiles or reptiles that are nimble, not only in the water, but also on the land. Believe it or not, they really move quickly. Nimble means very fast movement. Okay, let's say frogs are not reptiles, but they are amphibians. Amphibians can live on the land as well as in the water. That's frogs, of course. There are other amphibians too. For example, newts. They are very cute, aren't they? They can live in the water, also on the land, and their I don't know, bellies are kind of like an orangish, reddish, beautiful colors with some black, I don't know, marks. They are very cute. Some people make mistake newts with geckos. They almost look alike, but geckos live only on the land, or they usually crawl the walls of the buildings or windows or trees, and they eat little creatures like mosquitoes or flies. But newts live in the water or the wet land, and they usually eat something like little small worms or plankton kind of creatures. So they're different. Okay, last word for today is forbid. It means order someone not to do something or make a rule against something. For example, I forbid my university students to use their mobile phones during the class because using of the mobile phone enables them to cheat on the examination or also they could look at something entirely different or they are nothing to do with the class. I'm talking about the contents that they can look at it through their mobile phone. Therefore, I forbid using of it during my classes at the university, of course. Okay. Another okay. For example, anybody who is under 18 or 20 years old, I think it's different according to what country you live in, but usually smoking of minor people, that means minor age, is forbidden, right? Okay, the last word today is rarely. It means seldom. That means not often. For example, I rarely stayed home on the weekends when I was a teenager or early 20s or even early 30s until because I just had to go out, especially go dancing. But now I rarely go dancing because one of the reasons is that there aren't many discotheques or nightclubs where you can dance in the city. And also, I am maybe too old to go out and dance. That means I'm not young enough to do that anymore. How sad, but it is the fact. Or let's say Japanese people really demonstrate against the government's movement or their plans, even they're unreasonable. Well, I wish people would stand up and do something against the government when the governments make mistakes, and sometimes they do, obviously. That's all for today. And take care of yourself. And soon spring's come. See you. Bye for now.